Admiral's cabin. The pulsing gold light from the cabin door was a lodestone, pulling at the greed in every man's soul, even mine. It promised warmth, power, an end to all striving. It was a physical force, and I had to grip the worn hilt of my cutlass to ground myself. The emerald around my neck grew hotter, a counterweight to the seduction. "Steady," I said, my voice sounding thin in the dead air. "That's not gold. That's bait. It's our fortune," Vance hissed, straining against his chains. "After all this, you'll just look at it?" "We look," I said. "We don't touch. Not until we understand." We crossed the deck, a strange funeral procession. The bones underfoot crunched. The bell above us remained silent, a watchful sentinel. As we approached the cabin, the golden light intensified, spilling out in rhythmic waves that made the shadows of the deck timbers dance. The whispers started again, but these were different, not the frantic ghosts of the mist, but a single, cultured Spanish voice, murmuring invitations. "Tan cerca, tan rico, Vienna. So close, so rich, come." Bones kicked the heavy door fully open. The sight inside stole the breath from my lungs. The Admiral's cabin was large, opulent, even in decay. A great stern window, now crusted with coral, let in the dim underwater light. And in the center of the room, not in chests, but piled in a great, sloping mound that reached the ceiling beams, was the treasure. Gold doubloons and silver pieces of 8 formed a glimmering hill. Jewels, emeralds, rubies, sapphires winked like malevolent eyes from the heat. Golden chalices, ornate plate, jeweled religious reliquaries were half buried in the coin sea. It was more wealth than I had ever dreamed of, a king's ransom 100 times over. And every piece of it glowed with that same, soft, internal golden light. The source seemed to be at the very center of the mound. But it was the room's other occupants that froze the blood. Seated in a great, barnacle-encrusted chair behind a ruined desk was a skeleton in the remains of a grand Spanish admiral's uniform. It sat upright, its skull resting on one bony hand as if in thought. And standing in a semicircle around the treasure mound were more skeletons, 6 of them in the tatters of conquistador armor. They stood at attention, bony hands on the hilts of rusted swords, guarding the horde in death as they had in life. "Madre de Dios," one of my men breathed, crossing himself. Finnegan stepped forward, his eyes not on the gold, but on the glowing heart of the mound. "The heart of the curse is there. Not the gold itself, but what it contains. The source. We need to see it," I said. "We need to know what we have to destroy." "Are you mad?" Vance cried. "You'll bring the whole ship down on us." Ignoring him, I nodded to Bones and 2 others. "Clear a path. Carefully. Don't touch anything more than you have to." Using the butts of their muskets and gloved hands, they began to carefully push the outermost layers of coin and trinket aside, sliding them down the slope. The golden glow brightened. The Spanish whispers grew more insistent, almost angry. The air grew colder. As they dug, they uncovered more than treasure. They uncovered bones, dozens of them, scattered through the gold, as if men had died trying to claw their way to the center. Finally, their tools hit something solid that wasn't coin. They cleared the last layer. Embedded in the very center of the treasure mound was an oblong stone, about the size of a human head. It was black, but not like jet or obsidian. It was the black of a starless night, a void that seemed to swallow the golden light around it. Yet, from within that void, the light originated. Intricate, pulsating golden lines like veins of fire or alien script crawled across its surface. It was horrifyingly beautiful. "It's not Aztec," Finnegan said, his voice filled with a dread deeper than any he'd shown before. "It's older, much older. They didn't curse it. They worshipped it. The Spanish stole a god." As we stared, the veins of light on the stone pulsed faster. The whispering voice coalesced into a single, clear sentence in my mind, not in Spanish, but in perfect, chilling English. "You have brought the key. The exchange may begin." The emerald on my chest flared with a blinding green light, and all around us, the 6 skeletal guards slowly, impossibly, turned their skulls to look at us. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more adventures.